Around the world, economic power is constantly shifting. Who controls production? Who benefits from development? And where is decision making really located? This is ProutNews Weekly. This week, our theme is the solidarity economy. The solidarity economy includes cooperatives, mutual aid networks, community finance, worker owned enterprises, local food systems, and other forms of economic life based on cooperation rather than competition. Its basic idea is simple: the economy should serve people and communities, not the other way around. A solidarity economy tries to keep wealth closer to where it is created. It strengthens local producers, gives workers and communities more control, and builds economic relationships based on a mutual benefit. From a PROUT perspective, this is very important. PROUT emphasizes economic democracy, decentralized planning, cooperative ownership, and the use of local resources for local well-being. This week, we look at three stories from three continents. Canada, where worker cooperatives received a major policy boost. Argentina, where neighborhood mutual aid systems expanded amid economic crisis. Kenya, where cooperative farming is being discussed as a model for agricultural resilience. Canada. Worker co-ops gain support in federal budget. In Canada, Cooperatives and Mutuals Canada welcomed measures in the federal spring budget, including a permanent $10 million capital gains tax exemption for business conversions to worker cooperatives and employee ownership trusts. This matters because many small businesses face succession problems when owners retire. Instead of selling to outside investors or closing entirely, worker ownership can help keep jobs and wealth local. From a PROUT perspective, this is a positive step towards economic democracy. Instead of ownership automatically passing to external capital, worker cooperative conversions allow those directly involved in production to become owners. But the deeper issue is finance. If workers cannot access capital, then legal rights alone are not enough. A solidarity economy requires cooperative finance structures, community investment systems, and credit institutions that support local ownership. The key question becomes, will worker ownership become a normal pathway or remain a small exception within a largely centralized economy? Argentina. Neighborhood mutual aid networks expand amid economic crisis. In Argentina, neighborhood organizations and community kitchens expanded mutual aid and solidarity distribution systems during the continuing inflation crisis. Local assemblies and community groups organized collective food purchasing, community kitchens, barter fairs, clothing exchanges, and local assistance systems. Unlike traditional charity systems, many of these projects are organized horizontally through neighborhood participation and reciprocal support. From a PROUT perspective, this represents localized economic resilience. Communities are directly organizing to meet basic needs when centralized systems fail to provide stability. This is not simply emergency relief, it is the rebuilding of economic relationships at the neighborhood scale. But there's also a limitation. Mutual aid networks often emerge during crisis conditions and remain dependent on unstable outside supply chains. The deeper question becomes, can solidarity structures evolve from temporary survival systems into permanent local economic institutions? Kenya. Cooperative farming seen as a model for agricultural resilience. A recent article discussed how Kenya's cooperative farming experience could provide lessons for Namibia and other African countries seeking stronger agricultural resilience. Small farmers often face weak bargaining power, unstable prices, and dependence on brokers or processors. Cooperatives can help farmers pool resources, process goods collectively, improve bargaining power, and retain more value locally. From a PROUT perspective, agricultural cooperatives are essential. Food systems should not be controlled only by brokers, exporters, or distant corporations. Farmers should collectively control production, pricing, processing, and distribution. This is where the solidarity economy becomes practical. It is not just about moral values, it's about survival, food security, and economic power. But the central question remains: do farmers' cooperatives control the full value chain or only the first stage of production? This week's stories show three different dimensions of the solidarity economy. In Canada, worker cooperatives are gaining policy support. In Argentina, neighborhood solidarity systems are expanding amid crisis. In Kenya, cooperative farming is being discussed as a pathway toward agricultural resilience. From a PROUT perspective, all three point in the same direction. Economic life must move closer to the people who actually produce, work, grow, build, and care. The solidarity economy is not charity. It is not simply small business. It is a different way of organizing economic power. But the key issue is depth. Do communities merely participate, or do they actually control ownership, finance, production, and distribution? That is the difference between symbolic solidarity and real economic democracy. We'll continue watching.